It's Emily, and today I am doing a gigantic book haul for the past couple months. I am horrible at doing book hauls, and then they get piled up, and then I usually do stuff from November to like March is when I typically do a book haul. So I think it's about time to do another book haul. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 books here to show you. That's kind of insane. I don't think I can hold them. They're in like a bad pile right now, so I'll probably sort them and hold them after. But let's get started with the book haul. And they're not in any order that I got them. I kind of just took them off my shelf and I'm like, okay, let's do a book haul. So the first book we have is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I read this book 2 years ago, but I got it as a library book, and obviously I really enjoyed it. I now own the full series. This is my favorite book so far in the series that I've read, and I really like it. This book is about this boy named Percy who finds out that he is a demigod and he is the son of Poseidon. That's all you really need to know. It's fabulous. You should read it. One of my favorite books ever. It's beautiful. It's just so good. It's just, it makes me feel so nostalgic. I love it. I love this book so much. Then we have Ignite Me by Tahira Mafi. This is the third book in the Shadow Me series, which I have finally completed. But I haven't completed it yet because Restore Me just came out. But like, when this was originally a trilogy, I finished the original trilogy, and when I finish this, I honestly am more happy that it is not a trilogy. A lot of people weren't that happy, but for me, it did not end well. I didn't like where it ended, and now I'm really excited to see where it's gonna go, because there's places where this story could go, and I'm really excited to see where it's gonna go. The first book is called Shatter Me, and it's about this girl named Juliet who can't touch anyone, otherwise she will kill them. So, now, I read this book as an e-book because my friend got it for me for my birthday after I'd read it, so I haven't sticky noted it yet, but I've sticky noted the other two. Then we have Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli, and I got this book because Books and Lala said she loved this book. It's her favorite book, and I love Books and Lala, so I'm like, I found it at the thrift store, and I'm like, well, I think Books and Lala really loves that book, so I should get it. I don't know much about it, so, but it sounds interesting, and I think there's a sequel, but looks kind of interesting. I don't know what it's about, but we'll find out. Then I have one of my most anticipated releases of 2017 that I still haven't got to because I have to finish the third book of the Mara Dyer series to read it, which I haven't done yet, but is The Coming of Noah Shaw by Michelle Hodkin. This is the first book in the Noah Chronicles the Shaw Confessions, and I'm really excited. I have heard mixed things, which makes me a bit worried, but I love Noah and Mara together, and I love Noah Shaw. He is like my favorite book boyfriend ever, so I'm excited to read from his point of view, because I kind of wanted to read from his point of view in Retribution to Mara Dyer, and I heard about this, and I'm like, ugh. But now they don't match. This one's hardcover, but that's okay. But I'm excited to read it. The Mara Dyer series is basically about this girl named Mara, and she goes kind of a bit crazy and is diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder after this incident that happened with her friends in the asylum, which involved all of her friends and her boyfriend dying. So yeah, I highly recommend the series. It's so good. I love it. It's like a guilty pleasure, but I love it. Then we have Take a Bow by Elizabeth Eulberg. Now I have read one of Elizabeth Eulberg's books, and I own two of her other books. I own now this one and Pride and Prejudice. I read her book Better Off Friends, and it's one of my favorite books of all time, so I'm kind of curious to see what her other books are like. I don't know much about this one either, but I think that's something to do with like maybe like a band? I don't know, maybe? Or something with a guitar, obviously. I'm thinking a band, so yeah. Then we have Take Me There by Suzanne Colason. I can't pronounce her name, I'm sorry. I own another one of her books, but I haven't read either, so I don't know what they're about. I don't know what this one's about. It looks like love and ups and downs of love and friendship, so we'll see. I see books on the cover. I don't know what this is about. It just looks like a cute contemporary, and I like cute contemporary, so we'll see. Then My Teacher. So there's a couple books in this haul that I got for free from my teacher. She has these like books. She came with this big bag of books. A lot of YA books, and some of them were like more like, I don't know, like more adult. But she gave me this big bag of books and she's like, hey, pick any you want to keep and you can keep them. They will be yours. And I was like, yes. So I got like 5 or 6 free books. So I'm really excited. I was really happy. It was like Christmas. I got books for free. It was amazing. I think it's just like a dystopian novel and it sounded really interesting. But all I can remember from it now is like a dystopian novel. I'll read the synopsis to you. V knows the rule. Girls don't walk with boys and they never even think about kissing them. But no one makes V want to break the rules more than Zen. And since the Thinkers have chosen him as V's future match, how much trouble can one kiss cause? The Thinkers may have brainwashed the rest of the population, but V is determined to think for herself. But the Thinkers are unusually persuasive, and they're set on convincing V to become one of them, starting by brainwashing Zen. V can't leave Zen in the Thinkers' hands, but she's wary of joining the rebellion, especially since that means teaming up with Jag. Jag is egotistical, charismatic, and dangerous. Everything Zen is not. V can't quite trust Jag and can't quite resist him, but she also can't give up on Zen. This is a game of control or be controlled, and V has no choice but to play. And so it sounds like a dystopian. It sounds very interesting, and I'm intrigued, and I can't wait to read it. Then this is a Value Village find, but we have The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan, which is the 5th and final book in the Percy Jackson series. Percy Jackson Olympian series. So, it's basically the same plot as Percy Jackson, so. I don't want the series to end, but I'm only on book 3, so, I mean, but I have the last book now, so I can read them all, whatever, so, yeah. Then this one was funny. This is also one of the books that my teacher gave me, and a couple days before, I was like on Pinterest, and I found this picture of this girl, and I'm like, oh, she kind of reminds me of Skylar from my book, so I was kind of doing some reverse image search, and this book popped up, and so I read the synopsis, and I added it to my Goodreads, and I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting, and then it was there in the book bag. I'm like, I was meant to have this book. It was destiny. So I was really excited when I found this. But then it's slated by Terry Terry. This is basically about this girl who wakes up and she has no memory at all. Like she was brainwashed from something she did in her past. Like she wasn't the best person. So she was brainwashed. She doesn't remember anything at all. And now she's trying to figure out who she can trust and what's happening. So I'm excited. This sounds really good, and I hope I like it. Then we have Fateful by Claudia Gray, another one of the books my teacher gave me, my awesome teacher. I love my teacher. I don't remember what this was about, but I have read a bit of Claudia Gray's other book, 1,000 Pieces of You, and I really liked it. I got halfway, and I'm rereading it right now, so I'm currently reading it, so I really like it. I really like the book, so I'm hoping I like this too. I don't know what this is about right now. I can't really remember. But yeah, now I've read the book and it's really pretty. I really like the water and the moon. It's so like just shiny and I love it. Then we have another book I got from my teacher and I'm not completely sure why I got this one. I was kind of just thinking of Once Upon a Time and then I decided to get this. And I don't know if I'll ever read it. I'm going to try. But that is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Stories by Robert Louis Stevenson. I just know it's basically Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so it's like, I saw them in Once Upon a Time, and that's the first time I heard of them. So then I saw this book, and I just randomly, some part of me was like, get it, although now I'm like, why did I pick this up? I don't know, but it was free, so I mean, it's not like I paid money, so. Then we found a book, this is another book I got at Value Village, and that is I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore. I took this out of the library once, but I never got to it, but I know it's like a really, really big series, and I think there's a movie that has Alex Pettyfire, I think that's his name, in it, and I really like him. He was in, Beastly, I think, was it that Beauty and the Beast Retelling, with, like, Vanessa Hudgens in it and stuff. I think he was in that. Yeah, so I can't remember what it's about, but I remember I was interested, and it looks like a big series. I'm like, I want to read this big, long series. So, yeah. Then we have PSI Like You by Casey West. I'm pronouncing her name Cassie West. I need to stop that, because I did that at the beginning, and then I found her name was Casey, and I still keep pronouncing her name that way. So, I have read The Distance Between Us, On the Fence, and The Villain Boyfriend. I need to get those rereads, but I want to reread all of her books and then read her new ones that I haven't read yet. So PSI Like You, I was kind of waiting for it to come out in paperback because I wanted the paperback so it would match, but now I got some hardcover, so it's not gonna match anymore. But I love Casey West, and so she's been some more hyped on BookTube lately, which makes me so happy because I love her books. So yeah, I love all of her books. This is like just a cute contemporary. It's basically about this girl, and one day when she is bored in class, she writes on her desk, only to find the next day when she comes back, someone has responded. And there's a cute little love story, and I'm excited to read it. Then we have Lucid by Adrian Stoltz and Ron Bass, which I believe this book is about this girl who, these two, girls who I think communicate through dreams, I think. Another book I found in the books my teacher gave me, so. Then we have The Other Normals by Ned Vizzini, and so another book that I also found in the free bag of books. So I've heard of Ned Vizzini. He wrote it's kind of a funny story, which I haven't read, but I read the back of this book, and I am so intrigued, and I think I'm gonna love this book. It's basically involves role play and stuff, which I used to role play a lot when I was 13, 14, and I want to get back into it because I loved roleplay. It was so much fun, and I met all these people online, and it was so much fun to roleplay. So it involves roleplay, and I think there's this camp that he goes to where he meets all these people who also like roleplaying, and then there's something that's going on. So sounds really good. I'm really excited about it, and I cannot wait to read it. Then we have The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan, which is the third book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. That's all I really need to say. This is the book I'm currently on, so I found it. And I can't remember when I bought this one though, but I found it and I'm like, perfect, I need to read this book. So, there we go. Then we have Finding Cinderella by Colleen Hoover. I have heard everyone talk about Colleen Hoover, and I was never I felt like I was not old enough to read it. Everyone told me no, wait till you're older. And now I am older, so now I'm I found this at the thrift store, and I'm Colleen Hoover. Everyone talks about her. Everyone loves Colleen Hoover. Well, not everyone. I've heard some negative things about Colleen Hoover, but I thought I'd give her a try because a lot of people seem to like her writing, so we'll see. So this is Finding Cinderella. So I don't know if this is I don't know, but we'll see. Then we have All the Crooked Sanks by Maggie Stiefvater, and if you didn't know, Maggie Stiefvater wrote one of my favorite series of all time, The Raven Boys, and I love The Raven Boys so much, so she came out with All the Crooked Saints, so I wanted to read it. So I haven't heard the best things, but we'll see what I think about it. Hopefully I like it, I hope, because I love Maggie Stiefvater's writing. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, I hope I like it. Yeah. Then we have two Casey West books. So the first one I have is Love, Life, and the List by Casey West, and this is her newest release. She has another release coming out soon, I think in May, which I'm also pumped for. This is about this girl who wants to improve on her art, so she makes this list of things to improve on, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, cute contemporary. I love Casey West. And the final book I have to show you, which is another Casey West book, is Lucky in Love by Casey West. As you can see, I love Casey West very, very much, and you can see my bookshelf is completely torn apart because of this book haul. So this is basically about this girl who ends up winning the lottery, and everyone wants to become her friend now because she wins the lottery, except this guy who works at this carnival who doesn't know she won the lottery, but he's just nice to her in general, so then they end up falling in love, and it sounds really cute. And I've heard this is Books and Lawless' favorite Casey West book, so I kind of have a little high expectations going into this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I think of it. I hope I like it. I love Casey West. Casey West is one of my favorite authors, so yeah. So that is it for this book haul. I don't even want to try to pick this up. This book's stressful. I don't want to do this. I don't think I could pick this up. I don't think that's gonna happen. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be for sure to give a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of this lovely face. I post videos frequently. I'm trying to on this channel, so you should click the notification bell if you want to see this little face more. I know you do. I know you want to watch more of my videos. I know. Just kidding. I'm just this cringe person. This cringe teenager on the internet. It's fine. Anyways, I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.